Hey, friends, it's Tracy. Yes, I had to do it. I had to create one of those busted canvases decor that is going viral now. Guys, all you have to do is look on any of the social medias, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, and you will find many versions of these busted canvases decor pieces. Now, my friend Lee over at TheTurquoiseValentine is one that I saw earlier this year. She created one and it has gone viral. Also, my friend Jen over at Mother Time created three for different seasons, and they were absolutely adorable. She offers free printables, so I will have links for both of those in the description box below. But this is my take on the viral craft, the busted canvas decor. I'm so glad that you're here, and let's get started. Okay, my canvas measures 12 by 12, and you can get these anywhere like canvases are sold. I have several of these on hand, so decided to use it in this project. Now, the print that I'm using is this one. It says Hello Fall, and it has some cute sunflowers and just greenery and other just different flowers and stuff in it. These are some of the scrapbook paper that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using that weathered board, but later I'll show which orange I'm using. I decided not to use the check. All right, so I need to have a backer board for my print to be Mod Podged onto. So I just have this cardboard, just cutting out the square. I just use my box blade to cut that out like that. And then now this print right here, let me tell you, this is from the 2022 calendar, The Seasons of Joy from Jennifer Pugh. If you do not have this on hand or don't want to part with it, you can find this print over in Jennifer Pugh's Etsy shop, and I'll have a link for that in the description box below as well. And don't forget to use my code Tracy10 for 10% off anything in Jennifer's shop. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I have this rustic weathered board scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge that on. But first, I went ahead and took some paint. I used Dixie Belle Dropcloth, and that kind of blended in with the weathered board. So I just went around the sides and the back to go ahead and kind of give that some color. I should have forethought to go ahead and paint the frame on the inside, because later I do need to go back and paint that so that you don't see the unfinished wood in my frame. But I wasn't thinking when I decided to paint this. All right, so to attach my paper, I'm just using some Mod Podge and just putting it all over the canvas, just with my foam brush. And then I let my weathered board paper dry completely, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on the Hello Fall print. Now, again, this is from the Seasons of Joy calendar from Jennifer Pugh, but she sells this print alone by itself in her Etsy shop. And again, I'll have a link for that in the description. Use my code to get 10% off, Tracy10. So for that cardboard, what I did is I put Mod Podge on the entire piece of it, and then I let that dry completely because I'm going to be doing the Mod Podge heat transfer method. If you're not familiar with that method, what you do is you put a coat of Mod Podge on your piece. Like this is the cardboard that I'm doing. I let that dry, and then I take my little mini Cricut. It's just a little iron, and I take some parchment paper, and then I just go over the whole thing, and then that helps adhere that paper. I have got really good results. I don't get any bubbles, and my print looks really good. So this is the orange. It has little mini dots on it, and I decided to use this on the inside of my canvas. This is what I'm going to be flipping out for my curls, and so I'm just trimming it down so that I can kind of glue it. I'm just going to Mod Podge this on there. I cut it in half so that I could work with it a little bit easier. So I just put some Mod Podge on there, and I just worked in sections. I did the top part first, then I went back and did the other one, or the bottom part second. It just, for me, it just works a little bit better, and then I can control it a little bit better as well. So I just put some Mod Podge on there, and then put that second piece of scrapbook paper on there, and I probably got this scrapbook paper over at Hobby Lobby. I just smooth everything out just using my spatula, and then I went ahead and put a layer of Mod Podge over the top. Now I let all of this dry completely overnight, so that I didn't have any stickiness to it. So then now we're going to go into making the busted canvas. So this is the back part, and then this is going to be the part on top. Now I'm going to share some of my tips that I learned along the way, being this my first time to do the busted canvas. Now I want this part of the pumpkin to show in the busted canvas. Like at the bottom, it has that plaid pattern. And so what I'm doing is just kind of measuring where I want my, I'm kind of like getting an idea of how I want this to go. So I'm trying to figure out where I want the center of my canvas, so that I can make a little X, and then I can use that to make my slits in my canvas to make my curls. Now I started out with my X-Acto knife, and then I had to go ahead and change to my scissors. Then I changed to my box blade. Now one tip that I have, or something that I'll do different next time, I'm not going to use couple layers of scrapbook paper and Mod Podge, because that made my curls thicker. And so most definitely, if I do another busted canvas, I'll share any kind of tips or something like that. But like, the canvas already is thick, and then I put 2 layers of scrapbook paper on it, as well as the Mod Podge. So that made several layers that I had to cut through. And so, because the scrapbook paper kind of has a little thickness to it as well. And so I just find, I'm like, maybe I don't like all those layers on there. So I'm just using my X-Acto knife, and again, box blade, scissors, whatever, to get my slits started. And then I'm just going to cut them like a pizza. Like, that's what I was kind of thinking, like how you would cut a pizza. I just cut it across and down, and then I just go in the middle of those. Now I have seen, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, there are tons of people. This is a viral craft that is going really viral right now here in the year of 2024. I don't know. It's going to be, a lot of people have their different ideas. And so I just wanted to kind of share my first time of how it went, and what I would do differently, because you can see here, I'm cutting it. Everything was good, but I was really kind of struggling with cutting because it was really thick. And so in the end, honestly, you can't even tell any of that. You can see some of the white from the canvas, and then also this paper that I was using kind of had some white to it when you cut it. And so I just took my Distress ink in Vintage Photo, and I just went along the edges and just blended all of that in with the darkness. We gave it some distressing. And so I was really okay with it. Again, the end result turned out just fine. But having something sharp to use, like a box blade or X-Acto knife, scissors, something else, will really kind of get your cuts the way that you want. And again, I wanted the like the burst to be, because the Hello Fall pumpkin, I didn't want the plaid to be showing as well. I wanted more the whole picture of this pumpkin with the Hello Fall. I wanted that to be my focal point, and I'm really happy with the end result, but it took me a little bit of time. And again, practice makes perfect. So just watching different people's videos, just their tutorials of how they do it, really kind of helps. And so I'm achieving it a little bit easier, as you can see. All right, so here is when I'm discovered. I'm like, oh, I can see that wood frame. So I go ahead and use my paint Dixie Belle Dropcloth, and went ahead and painted the inside of the entire frame. So here I'm just kind of positioning the flaps and just kind of figuring out that, yep, I want to Tracyfy this, put a little bit of my country charm doodling on this because that's what I like to do. So I just take my black Sharpie marker and just go around some of the designs, the flowers, just to enhance them just a tad. This is just my style. I love doodles and squiggles and all of that stuff. So these are just some of the country charm, kind of just little things that I add that really make my projects pop. So I go ahead and do that. Then I pull out my stickles glue. Now this is just glitter glue. And so I just have different colors here. I'm just going and putting in some of that, just giving it just some shimmer and really just kind of make this, just kind of add a little bit more pizzazz to this already cute print. So again, I'm just using a little stickles. Now I'll have a link in the description box. I went on Amazon and just did a search for stickles, glitter glue, and there are many options that pop up, or you can get it at the craft store, anywhere, like in the scrapbook section. There are a lot of different glitter glues. Maybe even Walmart has it or something like that. But I love using stickles, glitter glue on my projects to really make it pop. And it just really makes this real. I just am so happy with the end result of this cute fall project. To attach the frame to the front of the print, I'm just using my Quick and Thick tight bond glue as well as hot glue just to glue all of that together. Then I just use my clamps to hold it for a bit while it dries. Then I'm going to go ahead, and this is where I'm going to start working on the curls, and I use the Vintage Photo Distress ink and my little finger dauber and just go along the edges just to give it a little brown color. It covers up any of the imperfections in the scrapbook paper, like the cuts, that kind of thing. Again, this was a little bit thicker than what I thought it was going to be. I didn't even think about it, but next time I'll probably paint the front of it or the back, or maybe paint the front and maybe use paper on the back, so that way it's not quite as thick, my little curls. Now, when I was working with my curls, I was having a hard time getting my curls to stick just by using some hot glue. So what I decided to do is I pulled out my tacks. I got these from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to be putting in a little tack, and I just kind of tie it in the whole project. At the end, on the finished picture, I put some in each corner, and I just really feel that it kind of adds a little bit of decoration as well as holds it in place. I did not have good luck with just hot glue holding that, and so those tacks work really good with that. And I just really feel over the years of just, handling and that kind of thing, I think that I will like that a little bit better if I have something like a thumbtack or something like that to hold it. But I got these little tacks over at Hobby Lobby. For the topper, the flowers and the bows, I'm just taking some little small flowers, some eucalyptus, just some white daisies. I got these little filler bushes over at Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be making kind of like a swag. I'm going to be adding these tendrils in there. Now, these little curly cues, I got those from the His and Her wedding section over at Hobby Lobby. I'll get them when they're on sale. And then also I'm going to be adding some of these greenery, these berries. Now, I was fortunate to pick them up at Hobby Lobby before they discontinued them. I know that I've had several people reach out to me and ask about these green berries. Hobby Lobby had clearanced them out this year in 2024. And so, but that's where I got mine from. They're kind of like faux Sweet Annie. You can find real Sweet Annie on Etsy or maybe in the Facebook groups or something like that. All right, so then what I did is I just took some ripped fabric, just strips of fabric, as well as some muslin. I have some laces and trims. I have some pearls in there. And then now I'm just making a raffia bow, just kind of making sure that all of that is put in there together. And then I realized that my little lace was left out. So I just went ahead and kind of untied it a little bit and stuck that in there. Now to add a little bit of filler, I just have some fine excelsior and I'm just stapling that to the top of it. I just got this little stapler at, I think I got it at Lowe's, but you can get it also on Amazon and it's listed in my Amazon shop. So I am just positioning that little swag on there and I just add it either just with glue or just stapling it. And I love the wispiness of the fine excelsior because it just kind of gives something for everything to kind of stick to and look really, really pretty. And so this is what it's looking like so far. So pretty. So then I'm just putting on my bow there and I just really love how everything is coming together. I kind of put one of my clamps there to help hold it while I'm working on the other part. At the bottom, I put just a little bit of that fine excelsior. I love the wispiness of it. It just kind of gives it a little bit of substance without being, I don't want it to take away from my print. And then I do add a couple more pieces of the green berries. I just cut them in half and just kind of stick them there in the bottom so that they kind of like just give a little bit of color to the bottom of it. And I just absolutely love the way that this turned out. Now, this was again, my first project to do with the busted canvas. I did use a 12 by 12 canvas. There are so many different versions out there. And so I hope that my tips and tricks, my video here has been helpful, maybe gave you some ideas and that kind of thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all of the time. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.